None of this is aimed at you, Hawk. I think I've made that clear. I was hoping we'd find a better way, but... justice and vengeance are too intertwined. I can't tell one from the other. You have been a better friend than I ever thought to have.
So you freed a group of slaves?
Would-be slaves. They weren't slaves yet.
Still, you did the right thing. Many would turn a blind eye.
Don't read too much into it, all right? It just seemed a good idea at the time. So what's with that magical fisting thing you do?
Sorry?
You know, when you stick your hand into people.
Oh, that. Yes, it's, talent.
You could make so much coin with that.
Blessed are... If Althena won't leave Kirkwall, neither will I. I can't abandon her when the Divine's own agent warned her away.
The Grand Cleric is lucky to have your loyalty.
She'd be luckier were I willing to hit her over the head and carry her away. This isn't her battle. But if these Maleficarum rebel against the Knight Commander, Althena will put herself between them and be torn apart. I must try to make her see reason. This cannot end well. I'm giving it all up. I made a vow to the Chantry, and it was wrong to turn my back.
Sebastian, listen to yourself. You're as impulsive now as the day you turned away from us. Do you think the Maker wants another rashly spoken vow that you'll abandon when the next passion takes you?
I will not...
This is your life, child. Don't spend it being blown about like a weather vane. But here's Hawke. Maybe you can talk some sense into him.
Is the Grand Cleric upset with you?
She thinks I'm fickle, but I mean it. It was wrong for me to break my oath to the Chantry. I've turned against the Maker. And for what? Why would I want to rule Starkhaven and deal with jackals like Lady Harriman for the rest of my life?
Do you see yourself as a prince or a priest?
That's exactly the question I've been praying for guidance about. When I think of going to Starkhaven, calling on allies like Flora Harriman and all the corrupt, scheming nobles, my throat swells shut in horror. When I think about staying, I'm at peace.
You should ask what's best for your people, not just for you.
I do not have hubris enough to imagine it matters to the common people who rules them. Kirkwall does well enough with no one in the Viscount's seat. Someone will take the reins. The fields will be planted, the crops gathered. No one will notice that a Vale lives and isn't there, and I can devote my life to the Maker's will on Thedas.
You're wise to stay here. No one trusts a man who breaks his oath.
I cannot return to Starkhaven and subject my people to war without a clear sign that it's the Maker's will. Elthina still...
I hope you haven't come to try to talk me into leaving again. Kirkwall needs a steadying hand on its reins now more than ever. Orsino and the Knight Commander grow more fractious by the day.
There must be a way to satisfy both sides.
I pray you're right. I've been talking with them both. Orsino is not an unreasonable man. Surely a compromise can be reached. I hope you haven't come to try to talk me into leaving again.
Elthina still won't listen. She's determined to ride this wave until it crashes on the rocks.
So this relic you mentioned losing...
You have pretty eyes.
I have... pretty eyes.
You elves have such pretty eyes, even the men. It makes me want to pluck them out and wear them as a necklace.
I wouldn't suggest trying.
Oh, I would never try. Not without reason, of course.
Forget I said anything. Your uncle must be happy to have his hovel back to himself.
So you've done well for yourself. I had my doubts the first time I saw you, but I guess there was something to that hawk fellow Leandra ran off with after all. You made a pretty good son anyway. Your mother would be proud.
Uncle Gamlin, was that affection?
I'm feeling sentimental. With Bethany locked in the gallows, you're the only real family I have left. For a long time, I thought the Amel line in Kirkwall would end at me. I'm glad you've pulled it out of the grave. Single-handedly saved the city from the heathens, huh? The Viscount should have paid me a finder's fee. So, Hawk and Daisy.
I think they're darling together.
It's almost too adorable. Well, except for the evil blood magic thing.
The most evil thing Meryl does most days is pick the flowers out of other people's gardens.
I know. I have to bribe most of the gardeners in Hightown to keep it quiet.
Oh, greetings, Monsieur. My mistress is away seeing to a customer, but she will be back shortly. Is there anything I can do to help you?
I'm here to speak to Huon's wife. Are you she?
I am his wife. When the Templars came, I told them the truth. I hadn't seen Huon in 10 years. But after they left, he came to me. He wanted me to hide him. I used to dream of him returning, but not like this. He's changed, and I don't know him anymore. I sent him away.
Did you see him use any magic? Perhaps blood magic?
I don't know. I don't think he used magic on me.
Do you know where Huon went after you sent him away?
I don't know. He disappeared. But Huon said he would return to take me away from this forever.
Empty promises.
I don't know what he means, and I am afraid of him, Monsieur.
Would it help if I returned? I'll make sure you're safe.
I would be grateful. Huon said he would come to the alienage soon, at nightfall. Are you going to arrest him? I think he needs help. Maybe the Circle will be able to heal whatever troubles him. Huon,